The characters in Asylum are all figures from the past, both real and fictional. The real characters include Beethoven, Helen Keller, Nelson Mandela and others, while the fictional characters include Jean Valjean and Javert from Les Miserabes, as well as characters from Dickens' novel Great Expectations. All have sought sanctuary in an asylum, introduced here by Stuart Simons as a narrator or master of ceremonies, like the MC from the film version of the musical Cabaret.
Welcome to the asylum, where all the crazy folk are mainly on the outside. It's on the outside, where there's real danger. That's where the truly evil psychopaths reside. You're much safer in this place, shielded from the human race and the madness that we see around us with each passing day. Here is where we keep the world at bay. The kind of people that you will find here include some outcasts from oppressive institutions, but there are others who are afflicted with some internal damage to their constitutions. They are here to find some peace. They are seeking some release from the ugliness around them that they see from day to day, and the pain that never seems to cease. They all know anguish, all have mental scars from all the things they've suffered through the ages. There have been so many souls in pain, and they seek their refuge here as they try to find some grace, as they try to deal with all those painful things that blight their lives and try to make the world a better place. So I say welcome to the asylum, where all the crazy folk are mainly on the outside. It's on the outside where there's real danger and where the truly evil psychopath resides. You're much safer in this place, shielded from the human race and the madness that we see around us with each passing day. Here is where we keep the world at bay.
The next scene shows Jean Valjean from Les Miserabes seeking sanctuary from the dogged policeman Javert.
It's hell, I need to find shelter. I'm being pursued by a man who is mad. He's wrongly accused me, and so he pursues me, believing that I have done something bad. He's quite obsessed, a rapid policeman whom I think is quite insane. He will not rest, he'll never give in till the day he can say he has got his man. He's chased me all over the country, for 10 long years he has been on my trail. Although I am innocent, he could not care less, all he wants is to see me locked up in jail. He takes delight in punishing any who happen to cross his path. He does not care if any are innocent, nothing can help them escape his wrath.
The next song describes the objectives of the asylum.
Many pass through here when their lives go astray, searching for redemption and a better way, a better way, a way to leave the past behind, some way to help them cope, trying to turn their lives around, hoping against hope. In a world filled with so many people who are so forlorn, people who just want to find a new start with tomorrow's dawn. Those who pass through here must leave the past behind, every last resentment, all the hurt behind them, for their peace of mind. All aggression, all resentment must not pass our door. There's no point in holding on to bad things that have gone before. If you want to make the future better than the past, then you just have to do your best and try to find some peace at last.
Javert, the policeman pursuing Jean Valjean, expresses his disdain for all the inhabitants of the asylum.
You wretched people, you're so pathetic. I think you should have been put down at birth. You're wasting space here and scarce resources. You're nothing but a blight upon the earth. I will not rest until I end this abomination. I will not rest till I put all of you on the street. There are too many other people like you. We can't support those who do not contribute, who will not work hard, who are bone idle, who try to peddle views that I dispute. I have no time for the lame and the useless. I'll work hard for the day when you're all made to pay.
We can't help the way we are. God made us the way we are. We just cannot help being who we are.
God did not make you that way. It's the devil's work, I say.
You are unbalanced to think that way.
Javert vows to return and will not rest until he has captured Jean Valjean. Jean Valjean, meanwhile, seeks only some peace and quiet and respite from being on the run.
All I want is some peace of mind and a place to call my own. I'm so tired of a nomad's life, and I'm tired of being alone. It seems that I have been on the move forever, never a chance to rest. All I have known while I've been out on the road is a life of much distress. I just want an end to running away. I am sick of these fugitive times, particularly when I'm innocent of any crimes. I got caught up in a web of circumstances that pointed to my guilt. I was accused of a most horrendous murder I did not commit. Then I found myself railroaded, even though I was an innocent man. Nothing I said made any difference, so in the end I simply ran. I ran away from the conspiracy before they could lock me up in jail. I realized that all attempts to prove my innocence were bound to fail. I just want an end to running away.
The narrator ponders the troubled souls that inhabit the asylum.
And so they gather here, for there's nowhere else to go. This is where the rootless gather, drifting to and fro. There you see Miss Havisham, abandoned on her wedding day, still inside her wedding dress that's turned from white to grey. So she wanders aimlessly as dark thoughts swirl inside her head. No untroubled dreams come to her in her lonely bed. There are many just like her, nursing wounds that will not heal. Without hope they cannot cope with the things they feel. Just another troubled soul, trapped inside a web of night, trying to escape the darkness, hoping for the light.
Miss Havisham laments her fate.
How can I ever recover? It feels like my life is over. I swear I'll never give my heart again. I'll never trust a man.
Feeling like that, who can blame her? When such things happen to shame her, left at the altar on her wedding day, what more is there to say? No one can blame her if she's filled with hate. His only interest was in her estate.
How can a man treat a woman this way?
Oh, what a sad
Ever since she was adopted at the age of 3 by Miss Havisham, Estella has been trained by Miss Havisham to despise men and to break their hearts. The two of them hide from the world in the asylum.
The world keeps trying to invade my meditation. Do not let the world in. I hear the sound of people banging at the door. Let nobody in. I just want to be left alone. I just want to be on my own. My heart lies bleeding on the floor, and I don't think I can take it anymore. Don't you let a man inside your door. My life has been a life of sorrow. I have been taught to expect the worst. Tomorrow holds no hope for me at all. My life is cursed. It is much safer to expect the worst. I've been trained to think that every man is evil. Every man is evil. Though my heart resists, my head is in a whirl. Don't be a silly girl. I long to give my heart away, but my training drives such dreams away. I was taught that men were there to hate, and I don't think that can change. It's too late. Don't you trust a man or you'll regret it. He seems sincere when he says he loves me, but I suspect him just the same. I do like him, but could it be that he is simply playing some game? You can just bet he is playing the game. Just when I start to see things in
A young man by the name of Pip has fallen in love with Estella and is frustrated by her indifference, but he refuses to be deterred.
At her feels like seeing the future. I can't imagine a life without her. Though she has given me no cause to think that it's so, deep down it just feels like something I know. Maybe one day she will come to see things in a different light. That's what I dream of as I lie awake in my bed at night. I dream that one day she'll wake up and finally see that she's meant for me, that it's destined to be. I know that she has been taught to despise men and to repress any feelings of love, but I'll go on in my efforts to capture her heart, for she is the only one that I'm dreaming of.
The narrator points out that to be a troubled soul, you don't have to be poor or downtrodden or the unwitting victim of forces arranged against you. Fame and public admiration have produced many troubled souls. Marilyn Monroe is the classic example.
I was launched into stardom, but I was not ready to cope with the pressures of fame. I became quite bewildered by all the attention, with everyone knowing my name. I could not understand why they made such a fuss of a small town nobody like me. But then I could see that they just wanted me to be who they wanted to see. It's just so hard when people force me to be someone who isn't the person they all see.
The narrator points out that people with afflictions like deafness and blindness can still achieve great things, like Beethoven and Helen Keller.
There are so many kinds of affliction, but there are many who have overcome their ailments. Look at Beethoven. In total deafness, he still produced the greatest music ever known. He refused to let his ailments stop the music flowing from his pen. And in overcoming his affliction, he was not alone in the fortitude that he had shown. So many others have done the same thing in overcoming the most arduous afflictions. Just one example is Helen Keller, who spent her whole life living with no sight or sound. Yet her spirit lingers on with the courage that she found. She provided inspiration to her nation and the world with a spirit so contagious and unbound.
I cannot hear my music. My ears are stopped. No sound gets through. I only hear this noise inside my head. I am trapped in a prison of deafness, where my music is a memory. I've been cut off from the only thing that means anything to me.
You may not hear, but you can see. I'd give the world to have my sight restored. I am trapped in a prison of darkness. There is nothing I can see. I will never know the faces of all the ones I hold dear to me. In this world there are many different kinds of prison. No matter where you go, you'll find it everywhere. So many are trapped in their own prison. So many have crossed to death. We have to find a way to set us free.
Javert returns and is met with a hostile reception from the people in the asylum, who are joined by Martin Luther King. In the penultimate song of Act One, Javert taunts Martin Luther King.
I've heard your crazy talk about the prisons of the mind. Well, here you'll find a prison of a very different kind. It's a prison that has been designed to make sure that you are well confined, where you never ever get away, where you'll face a lot of torment every day. In here your life will be cold and desperate, abandon hope all ye that enter here. Each day in here will seem like eternity, and be riddled with fear.
You are the one who belong behind bars.
The curious irony is that if you're not crazy yet, your time behind these bars will surely change, that you can bet. The conditions here are worse than bad, they are guaranteed to drive you mad. When every day is just the same, it will scramble all the parts of your brain.
That won't happen, not if I can help it.
And who are you to dare to challenge me?
My name is Martin.
In the final song of Act One, Martin Luther King expresses his desire for the end of oppression and new freedoms for everyone.
I long to see the day when all are free, free to love and free to be what they want to be. There just seems to be so much hatred in the world today. When will people come to see that is not how it's meant to be? Can't they see that life is far too short? It's never long before it's time to die. So we have got to make the best of things. At least we've got to try.